me just start the recording over. There we go. We have a few active proposals. The first one being AGIP 158, clarifying the intended eligibility of the Gotchi Battler portion of AGIP 155. Currently, Battler defined eligibility is leading the way with 5.1 million votes, which represents 79.47% of the vote. Abstain coming in at number 2 with 816.2K votes, which represents 12.69% of the vote. And then eligible wallets only with 504.5K, representing 7.84% of the vote. Quorum is at 89.3% met, so we still need about 10.7% to get this across the line. This was created February 23rd. It ends March 14th. So you still have a little time here, 7 days to get that past the line. So friends, if you haven't already, make sure to go and vote. The second proposal that we have, let me just copy it over here. There we go. This one is ballot 1 to elect one multi-sig signer, part of Aavegotchi DAO Core Proposal to elect 9 multi-sig signers. Currently, this one has Brillz, Maxicrouton, Fase, Kokusho, ZTEP, and Musashi on the ballot. Brillz is leading the way with 1.6 million votes in favor. That represents 45.45% of the vote. Maxicrouton with 672,000 votes, representing nearly 20% of the vote. Fase coming in at number 3 with 509,000 votes, representing almost 15% of the vote. Kokusho at number 4 with 316,000 votes, representing 9.11% of the vote. ZTEF coming in number 5 with 268,000 votes, representing 7.73% of the vote, and Musashi at number 6 with 127,000 votes, representing 3.67% of the vote. Let me just drop the Discord link, and also because that conversation, it's not active, but it's sort of, it was one of the only ones that had any kind of conversation this weekend. We now also have the second ballot, which I'll drop the link to here. This is the second ballot to elect multi-sig signers. The 6 candidates for here are ranked as follows. Gotchi.World is leading the way with 1.1 million votes, which is over 30% of the vote total. Zaunzi comes in at number 2 with 943K votes, representing 25.94% of the vote. Nestor coming in number 3 with 558K votes, representing 15.36% of the vote. VR Dev coming in with 524K of the votes, representing 14.42% of the vote. Coming in at number 5, we have Crazy Crypto with 281K votes, representing 7.73% of the vote. And in the 6th place, Gotchi, 233.8K votes, representing 6.43% of the vote. Both of these votes were created March 3rd. These are quicker ones. They actually end on the 10th. So a 7-day vote. We have 3 days left. Both of them have reached roughly 50% of quorum, 50.5% on this vote. On ballot 1, we're at 48.2% of the vote. So keep that in mind, friends. You still have a few days to vote on that. The last open proposal, let me just copy that. This one is the Aavegotchi DAO Core Proposal Multi-Sig Signers Election and Compensation Rules 2026-2027. This one is leading the way with yes votes, getting 3.7 million votes, representing almost 95% of the vote. Abstain with 3.67% of the vote, and no with 1.89% of the vote. This proposal has only reached 53.7% of quorum. You have another 10 days for this vote. It started on March 3rd. It ends on March 17th to get that across the line. So make sure you go and vote a bit. Now, we did have 2 people that said that they wanted to come up and speak. Nestor was one of them. I don't see him in the conversation or in the audience today. Crazy Crypto was the other who wanted to discuss the market maker stuff. Crazy Crypto is on his way up. Good morning, friend.
GM, hi everyone.
How are you doing?
Yeah, it's sunny here in Germany, so I try to enjoy the good day. So, but of course, I try to be here and to talk. And yeah, let's jump in, if it's okay, directly to the market maker things I wanted to say, or anything else before.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we had this great interview with SkyNet 2 weeks ago, and a lot of questions were raised up. And yeah, Justin said that he wants to provide a report also for February. And I just wanted to ask how things are on this level. And also, I'm not sure if it was already discussed how much Ghost and how much USDC are left, because my understanding was that SkyNet was booked and also selected with the prop to do delta neutral trading volume to reach the KPIs of the exchanges, not to be delisted on Binance and other ones when a warning pops up, and not to trade to make some P&L. But of course, if you trade on different exchanges, you can also make money with the spread, because they can decide about the spread. They know what to do. And I just want to understand it, because in the last call, it was not really clear when it came to the questions for this pump and dump. It was like more than 120% on the 10th of February, and it crashed like 90% on the next day. So you saw directly that Ghost token were bought and then were sold. And of course, I want to prevent that there is some things we don't know. And I would really ask also for the raw data of the trading account of SkyNet to just review this for the DAO. I want to make this offer with a friend to review what was done by SkyNet. And I talked yesterday to him, and he's like another market maker, and he have the tools to say, okay, what happened on these 2 days? And because at the moment, it could also be an estimation that the DAO funds were just used to buy it up, and SkyNet was knowing that it was done at that specific day, and they already bought some tokens on another counterparty account and make a lot of profit out of our money from the DAO. I want to just prevent it, because at the moment it's a very intransparent setup. It's done on their accounts. We have no raw data. We don't know what was done, so we cannot understand it. And it was in the proposal decided that we as the DAO are giving them the accounts, that it's an API trading and we have the custody, and not that 400K are away. And my friend also said, normally if you do this delta neutral strategy to just reach the KPIs of the exchange, not to be delisted, the USDC amount cannot go down, because if you're a good market maker, it should be very stable. Of course, it's delta neutral. And how I understood Justin, he already said that some of the USD were gone, and but never it was said how much. So if he is presenting us a reporting that we're having now, let's say 100K left in USDC and the rest is Ghost token, I feel a bit scammed. This is just why I want to.
Where is he giving? It's crazy. Where did he talk that? I mean, I'm giving a report right here. Maybe you're not looking at the chat, but I don't think at any point he said that there was only 100K USDT left in the account. I don't know where you're getting that information.
Okay. No, it was, we provided like 200K, and he said it was like down, but to the direction of 100K, but he have not said how much. So I wanted to understand it. And when you share it now, it's like 164.5. But this is already like a loss for that short period of 35,000 USDC, right? And how you see this, Dan? I mean, you also said that some exchanges.
What was the amount that the DAO provided exactly? I'm looking at the prop here.
200K each.
I don't know if Nestor's he's not here, but I'm not sure that all that amount has been provided to SkyNet yet. That's maybe the signers can confirm. I'm not really. This is not what I'm dealing with. So I'm in the group chat and I see some of the messages. I can see the report that they're sending through. There is something I do want to discuss tonight, which is the situation on MEXC. Like we can talk about that in a moment. Where you can see where they say here MEX still in the ST zone, but maybe no future as a signer. Are you able to check and see like what the total amount is, or any of the Kokusho or Fase? What's the total amount that has been transferred to SkyNet? Was it the full 400K that Crazy's saying that was supposed to be transferred, or is there still some outstanding balance?
No, thanks. And then it makes sense, right? Because in the end, we just want to. I think everyone, and also you, as a participant, want to understand: is it done in a good way? Because just correct me, it was a proposal just to do delta neutral strategies to fit the volume KPIs to stay listed, right? Or do I misunderstand something? This was the proposal for.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
and the issue with the delta neutral, as they pointed out last week, is that because we did get delisted on Binance, that was their main option for hedging. So without that, I think they are struggling a little bit, and I think he talked about that last week about maintaining the delta neutral positions. But I don't think it's. I think there is something. I'll have to check exactly why the balances here are only what is it,
okay.
like 215. Doesn't seem like it's the whole picture, because I don't think there's been a 200K loss. That seems very
Yeah,
I don't think that's
exactly.
the
But if
situation.
this would be the situation, it would be dramatically, and then we should definitely agree just
Yeah.
to get the money immediately back, the rest money, and to talk about this in a separate call. Because on a delta neutral strategy, I mean, if we are talking about it, and as I said, I can just make the offer just for free that one of my friends who is a market maker can just look at the raw data, and I think everyone approves that we just need an export of the trades SkyNet was doing for the Ghost token on their accounts. This is what we need from the 10th of February and the 11th of February, so the whole month, of course. And then we can look, okay, is it done in a professional way or not? And it's just a proposal. Normally you pay a lot of money, and I just offer this to community that when we get the Excel sheets, and we should have a reporting, because normally it was planned that the trading is done on the DAO accounts, and then we can just export it, right? So everyone who would have access can just export it, and we can analyze it ourselves. But now we have to ask SkyNet, please provide us the raw data of the trades you did for the market making of the Ghost on the exchanges you were active, right? I hope you agree, Dan. So
Yeah, I think they should provide that. We were I know Nestor was working hard to get the accounts open. He's working on one I've seen with MEXC now, trying to get a business account open.
mhm.
That was one of the reasons that potentially the whole finance situation was delayed, just because we were I think they were trying to act in the spirit of the prop, but actually they probably should have just transferred funds earlier. So not sure about that MEXC, if he'll be able to get that, and OKX would be good to have an update from Nestor on that when
Yeah,
I think we started the call a little bit early, so maybe he's not here yet. Sure, he'll come on at some point and give an
okay.
update on how much, if any of the signers are listening, they should know how much has actually been transferred, and then we should be able to get an update from Nestor on is there a plan for the DAO to get the funds transferred from SkyNet directly to the business accounts.
Yeah, hopefully, because if we only have like 217,000 less, so this would left, this would be crazy. And yeah, I really hope that we get this accounts, because in this proposal and in the DAO proposal, we agreed that the accounts should be on the DAO side, and it should also be communicated before how the structure is and who's access. And it's very important, because it's still the money of the DAO, and the money is going down and down and down, and the pricing is going down. And as I said, if you give the money to a market maker, it is only the target to stay listed on the exchanges and not to do a pump and dump. Because for me personally, but I hope the data will show the opposite. It looks like really that they used the funds of the DAO to buy the Ghost token up, and they had bought tokens on another account, whatever,
Now,
on L Bank or
where
whatever.
are you getting? That's a big allegation there. I don't
Mm.
know.
Yeah,
Do you
so
have
I just
data
want
to
to see
show
the
that?
data.
Because yeah, but
No, but we
you're saying that there's data that's pointing to them doing a pump and dump, which isn't accurate to say unless you have data pointing to that. So it's a
no,
bit
but then
salacious to say something like that on a public
yeah,
call.
but honestly, we know but honestly, we know the crypto market, and nothing was happening, and no token is skyrocketing 120% just from, like, let's say 4 million volume to 25 million volume in 24 hours, and who transferred the fund?
I think it's a fairly clear situation where when a token is being delisted from an exchange, And there's also a perps market on the exchange. Many people pointed out that it's fairly common for people to be, I think someone mentioned closing their shorts might lead to kind of a potential small short squeeze, which is basically what we saw, So I think it's, if you're gonna say SkyNet is out there doing a pump and dump with no evidence to show that, just jumping straight to that conclusion, I don't think that's right. I think that
Okay,
there's also
let's
another plausible
okay, it's fair.
explanation that has happened to many tokens.
No, okay, it's fair. But if we get the raw data, and you said you agreed on it, we can just say, okay, it was like a pump and dump or not. And just for, it's the first month we're working with them and they're getting 5K retainer. And I just want to make sure over the last months, you all agree so much money went to agreed proposals. And this is not stabilizing the token price, because in the end, we need like a good marketing strategy. We need like new updates, which really drives new player in. And a market maker is not responsible to increase the token price. It's just like, to provide liquidity, and it should not be exit liquidity. So this is what I wanted to point out. And so I agree on your point. Then let's not speculate. Let's just ask them for the raw data of the trading accounts of Ghost, and then we can just put it from the table, right? Let's do it professional.
Also, I dropped in the transaction from our safe. I'm looking at our den as well. We did send them 100K of USDT and then 174K of Ghost tokens. These transactions occurred, when did they occur? This would have been the 100K went to them on February 7th. The 174 went on February 12th. Now, I want to make sure that we're not missing any transactions before that. When did the market maker proposal pass? Was that mid-January, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, I think the first ones were like very early February. It passed, but it took forever to actually start sending money. And
7th of January.
looks like
it was
that
finished 7th of January.
Yeah, but the funds didn't actually. I think February 11th, when we actually started sending, was like didn't we get delisted, like, or the announcement came out on like the 12th, I think, or something like around that time. So I think February 11th is the first time that funds were sent to SkyNet. So it looks like it's what, 1,300. I don't know if that 1,300 USD is that related. That might be another transaction. 100K USDT and 174K Ghost. So that, like, I think the balances that we're looking at, it looks like we have sent roughly 200K to SkyNet, something around that, right?
But it looks also like you swapped to USDT, and 100K in USDT were sent and 100K in USDC were sent. So 200K in USDC, right? So this is how the picture looks for me in the 7 and
that's
11.
I think those are swaps. I think we're swapping
Okay.
USDT for, or we're
Okay.
sending 100,500 USDC, receiving USDT, and then that's on the 7th, and then on the 11th we're sending 100K USDT. 1,300 USDC is, I don't know, that seems like it's something for something else. Might be this, but it seems like it could be for something else.
So do you know then if we make money? Have we make money now? Is there a profit and loss now? So is there a profit from the last 30 days out of this collaboration? Because if these are the right numbers, we should have a plus, right?
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see a P&L. There's a lot of messages here. So, I mean, if we sent, if someone wants to check the price of Ghost on the 12th and just see what it was, when 174K Ghost, whatever that was in USDT terms, I'm assuming it was probably around 100K plus the USDT. Might be off though. But if you look at the price now, I mean, we're above 200K. So maybe we can try to maybe get Justin on, or get some more transparency from them. He did say that they were discussing it internally. Well, it's you got to understand, like, they're a market maker, and they can't just, like, they've given the dashboard access to Nestor, and Nestor is fine to transfer that information back to the DAO. But I don't know, it's one further step to actually get the whole dashboard open for a public, chat that is accessible by basically anyone. I think we have to understand a little bit. Now, they did say that they would, so they should do it. But I'm just saying maybe there's some red tape on their side for compliance that prevents it. This is,
Okay.
this is serious business.
Okay, I just want to understand with your picture, because if it's like the picture you said 164.5K in USDC on stables and 53.6, that would mean if we transferred roughly 200K, there would be a profit of 17,000 for the DAO, right?
Yeah. If anyone wants to check how much we did in total, whatever that ghost amount was, if it's 200K, then yes, there would be a profit. If it's something higher, then that would, deduct that.
Okay, and who's telling it now? So who's the guy or the person who can just clarify on this situation if still funds are there, or how much? So who is having the completely overview? So in this regards?
You mean from their side?
No, from our
From
side,
SkyNet side?
because it's just this little screenshot in the futuristic posted. But so 200K are still on the multi-sig, which were never sent. So this is the estimation right now.
Yeah, that's what's a little confusing to me, why the remaining funds were never sent. Maybe any of the signers want to weigh in why we
More of a
didn't send the whole
Nestor
amount? Because it was 200K USDC, 200K.
Yeah, I would say that's a Nestor question because he's kind of been directing that. I can because
Yeah.
I am I don't know if it's like a security risk, but I can screen share the safe so you can see the transactions because there were transactions before that, but they were geared towards what I believe was the partial treasury distribution. And then after that, there hasn't been much beyond. There was a transfer on the second of 160K Ghost. Before that, there was the swap from the 105 USDC to USDT, and then just the transfers. There were several transactions that were supposed to happen that timed out for swaps because we weren't all prepared to do that all at once. But that those happened, I want to say late January, early February. I don't really remember, to be honest.
I do have a report that I saw in our chat here with Nestor that I think I'm gonna just screenshot. There's a bit of stuff about like the Iran war and things like that, and I'm not totally sure. It doesn't say that this is like confidential, so I'll go ahead and it seems like this is like a monthly report that they're doing. So I'll go ahead and drop this in. Hopefully Justin won't get angry at me. So that's that. And then here's the token performance. Hi, Nestor.
Okay.
So
Thanks
yeah,
for sharing.
this is the market making inventory. The text got cut off there. Market making inventory, progress of account balances. So I don't know if I'm trying to look at the subtotal here. Everything is green, so that's good. Maybe Nestor, have you reviewed this more closely at all? Now, one thing I'd want to mention while we're talking about market making is there is a sort of a situation, and I want to see what the DAO thinks of this. On MEXC, they, according to what SkyNet has told us so far, we are meeting their requirements for the spread. In terms of spread, we're fine on the spread. So that's being solved by SkyNet as as we're paying them to do. There is apparently they have multiple KPIs for projects though. They listed us, never contacted MEXC in my life. They listed us without, contacting us at all. So now that we're in their danger zone, we did make contact with them and we're asking, I think Nestor was asking them So there's one requirement called the organic. So there's a couple. Here's all the KPIs. First of all is the organic position metrics. Organic holders holding at least 5 USDT worth of project tokens. 300. We have 380 on MEXC. Minimum requirement is 100. So we're meeting that KPI. The next one is the liquidity standards. The spread negative, below 2%. Combined buy and sell, order depth, all that stuff. So we're fine on that. But the KPI that we're not currently meeting is the organic holdings, which is they have a requirement apparently that they want there to be organic holdings, which is excluding market makers, excluding team wallets, any connected like non-organic wallets. And they want at least 50,000 USDT worth of tokens held organically, like not the team, not the market makers. So just people, random token holders on MEXC. And currently we have about 21,000 USDT worth of ghost tokens. So we're significantly under the threshold for their organic holdings metric. And that's why that if we get like delisted from MEXC, it's because of this metric, not the liquidity spread, but the organic holdings, which isn't really something that SkyNet can help with. So maybe Nestor, I see you're coming on. We were talking a little bit. Maybe there's some things that the DAO could do to help with that. Yeah, I'm curious if you've thought about that any further. 50K is extremely low, says Thrax. That sounds like it could be a data error more than actual holders. I don't know. I mean, this is the numbers that are coming from MEXC that they're telling us. 50K, we currently have 21K worth of non-organic or organic holders, 21K worth of Ghost.
So what do we have to do? We have just to transfer from our MetaMask wallet some token to a MEXC account if we have something, or how much is missing? I missed this amount.
Yeah, exactly. So the requirement is 50K, and there's currently 21K worth of organic holdings. So this is something that the community really needs to do. Like Pixelcraft or SkyNet can't. Yeah, 50K on MEX, exactly. This is not something that we can just get SkyNet to do. So if we as a community like have enough liquidity to just drop it onto MEXC and just keep it there, then that will fulfill the requirement. If not, then I don't know. Nestor, I don't know if you've talked to them any further about maybe some sort of like if we as a community, if we think it's worth it, we could do maybe like a liquidity mining program or something. If they offer stuff like that, which I think they do. They usually do. You could, people could put their Ghost on the exchange, and then they could earn like a small Ghost yield for doing that. That's typically how I've seen these kind of situations handled in the cleanest, like easiest way.
Okay. So 50K in USDC, but in the Ghost token, right? So we have $21,000 at the moment in Ghost, and $29,000 in Ghost token are missing, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's not a big amount, obviously, for a community, right? Normally. So the question is, if we transfer something, we cannot vote on Snapchat because the voting power is gone, right?
Yes. Yeah. There's no way to like count the balances on MEXC.
Hi. Hi, Kokusho. Hi. Dennis, hi in the future.
Until when? Until when? So is there like a date they told you?
No,
not like I haven't seen any official dates from them.
Well,
he's talking about daily. When. Well, yes, they give us a daily report, but I haven't seen them saying like when we are in the zone. Like it's not the monitoring. I forget what they call it. But like we're kind of in the same monitoring zone because this KPI is not being met. the ST zone, whatever ST means. So I don't know. They're not going to like tell us, just like Binance won't tell you when they're going to change your status. They don't do that because that would be leading people to front running. But I don't know if we're under that KPI, like it's definitely not good unless we have a plan to boost that, and we can run that plan by them and let them know. Even so, I mean, it might not help, but generally, I think it does. Like, they're not a huge exchange like Binance. If we tell them, hey, the DAO is like working on a plan to increase the organic holders, then they probably won't take immediate action.
Okay, it's always good to stay on exchanges, right? Because in the end, when bull market comes back and you have to talk to all the exchanges which delist you, it's a pain. So, and it's a achievable amount, it seems to be, if you have a plan. So, and the bull market on one day will come back. Everyone knows this. Also for the gaming topics.
For sure. Nestor, we talked about I shared some screenshots here. We talked about the amount of funds on SkyNet.
Yes.
One open question was, why hasn't the remaining 200K been transferred? I'm sure there's a quick answer for that. And then the other one was just, did you have any further thoughts about the MEXC situation and like did you chat with them any further?
Right. This is something that I that wasn't right. I saw it fail. Yeah, I think 2 times or 3 times because there are not enough signers at the moment. That's the signage situation that we have. So it was intended, as I heard, but unfortunately, it didn't go through because there was just one signer too few. But that situation should change now. Well, I think you have already spoken about the vote. So, hopefully in 2 weeks' time or 2.5 weeks' time, or maybe
is Nestor
earlier.
talking, or is it just me getting a voice?
Yeah, I can hear him. He might have to rejoin.
Okay.
I can hear you fine.
Go ahead, Nestor. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm good. And the second thing regarding MEXC, they told us they could do something. There was another metric they mentioned, not only the 50K metric, but like I think a daily volume metric. Maybe I'm mixing that up, but I have now also at MEXC sent them the documents to open a business account, and so that SkyNet would be able, that we would give them like this planned VIPs, so they could trade with another account, with our account too. Additionally, they were of the meaning, SkyNet was that would also help. And I think they mentioned it wouldn't have to be much and would already do a certain effect. And regarding the report that Kokusho, you shared a page from, there was the offer from one of SkyNet's liquidity managers to talk about it, and that was exactly what I wanted to mention too, and ask if somebody would be interested next week. I didn't ask yet, but I think it would be okay to ask a few questions about the report, together, if there would be some questions. So he offered us a time slot next week to talk about it. And I didn't respond yet because I wanted to mention it today, if anybody would be interested to come along and also pose some questions. But I will contact him right away and ask if he would be okay with that. So I want to just clear it up.
I guess if no one else wants to, you're free. Maybe Crazy Crypto would want to join you. You're also free to, like, you should record any conversation you have, and then we can drop that here in the DAO so that everyone can watch it.
Okay, you mean audio that I should record it with him? If he's okay with that, I guess.
If he's okay with it, yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good for transparency, just to say, here
I think
he'll probably walk through some of these charts.
Because I'm also not sure how this comes about. There are some volume numbers, I guess, and how exactly? Yeah, and then last thing that you mentioned, right? So I contacted MEXC on several channels. They have like the standard form to fill out, where they are asking how high is your volume on other exchanges in the last 30 days. So I didn't post there a number from SkyNet directly because I don't know if they would want it. And I also sent them everything, but well, it was the day before yesterday. There wasn't until now an answer. Good. So
you mentioned what did you circle back to this? Where did you see the mention of the alternate KPI with volume?
That's the form on their MEX.
You mentioned another KPI that maybe could replace the organic holdings.
Not really replaced by. I thought there was a third one. I will just look into the chat. As you mentioned, that would be the 50K, and 29K is missing. As you said, yeah. It shouldn't be holders close to the team, they said, or like that's 30,000. Yeah, would be, so to speak, missing for that KPI. And third one.
Okay, I do see this message. Maybe this is what you're.
I see the non-self-trading volume.
That we are, the non-self-trading volume has failed to consistently meet the 5K.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
So that's another KPI that we're currently not hitting either as well on MEXC.
And right, and SkyNet could help with that if they said, yeah, if you would open an account like the DAO with MEXC, and I had with like for example 3,000 stables and 3,000 equivalent in Ghost, so then they could trade with that. We would give them the API keys, and they would give us the IP addresses, and so they could trade on our behalf with our custody of the money, but on our behalf, and that would like satisfy this KPI.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the main one really is just the organic holders. I mean, if we had some folks want to just deposit over on MEXC, and I don't know if they have any benefits for doing that, but that would be the simplest way if we could get just enough transfers over there to hold it and trade on MEXC. Otherwise, some form of like liquidity mining or staking is probably needed if we want to stay on the exchange, which I think I don't think it would be wise to lose another exchange if we can avoid it.
Absolutely correct. I mentioned that in both writings I directed at them that we would like to have a business account with them explicitly for staking. I just opened also yesterday an individual account with them. They have a lot of programs. It's like very strange. So much. Not even Binance has so much programs, and I think they have a lot of staking opportunities. They are very, very, it seems, customer oriented in that sense, and like very open, I think, to any proposals of some extra advertisement or So let's see what comes back, and a staking program. How would this look like the DAO, for example, would, yeah, let's wait.
Basically, commit to a certain amount of Ghost that would be given out to MEXC holders over a fairly long period of time. Like, we're not talking about a month-long program, because
Yeah.
we don't want people to just go over there and mercenary capital, and then when the staking program ends after a month, we're back to where we are right now. So it needs to be fairly long. Hopefully, whatever. I'm interested to see what their budget would be, because we're not going to do it wouldn't be something very big, we're not talking about $1 million Ghost staking program here, but something something small enough that it's not a huge expense to the DAO, but big enough to stimulate some people transferring Ghost over to MEXC. That's
Just that.
And it's good that,
really what, and holding it there. That's really what the
and it's good
aim
that
of the program would be.
it's good that we don't need so much money. We're talking about 30K. So this is absolutely realistic. And hi, Nestor, I was not hearing you the first minutes. One question, have
problem.
you answered the question, how much funds were transferred now to SkyNet? Because if we see the asset diagram, it looks like when only 200K would be transferred, we made like 17,000 profit in February. Or have you sent more? Or have the DAO sent more? Then
I saw the same data as No Future. Like the multi-sig, I also watched that. Yeah, what has been transferred, just to have an overview. But we are now, what I just posted is like they of course they are accumulating a lot of it's like going up and down, yeah, the relation between Ghost and stables. So it could very well be that we now have more Ghost than prior. But there is the question of the 200,000. Yes, as I said, I have seen several times that that it was attempted to be transferred, but yeah, there was just one signer missing, or two. I don't know. So just the signer situation, I would say, is
no, don't misunderstand. It's positive. If only 200K were sent, it's positive. It's very positive. So if this
sent or
diagram is
missing.
true, okay, missing would be good with this diagram.
that they are still with us. You mean that's good?
Yeah, of course, because then the DAO made 17K profit, and they have not made any pump and dump. It's all positive. But if we have sent 400K, it must be negative. This is why we have to fight up.
I see. It's on chain, so we can all check that, because we have the also on the other side, yeah, well, we can make a comparison. what did go out, and what does SkyNet? But we're talking now only about SkyNet. How much we transfer to them? Is that correct?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. If 200K in USDC and 200K in Ghost value was already sent or not, and how much profit we made in February or loss, and how much is now when we're talking still missing, if you see it in a live dashboard. So what's on the 6th of March or 7th of March now, the Ghost balance and the USDC balance, if you see it in your dashboard when you have a live real dashboard.
Yes, I can take a quick look, but it is essentially exactly the diagram I just posted already. No, the diagram I wanted to post. One moment. Exactly this one. I think
that message was from the 3rd of March. So
was from the 3rd of
recent.
March. I have it here.
And Ghost hasn't really changed much since then.
I don't think that
the report that I shared some images from, that, just to give context, that was from February 1st. It says in the picture there. So just make sure that people are aware that data is from February 1st.
I got this one. I had this prepared, but yeah, here it is. Here it is. Good.
But I think the report actually goes. I think it goes all the way through February, because if you look at the data from the bottom is probably from February 1st, but the top chart where you see the dotted red line and the solid red line, That is through all the way through February. You can see it goes from February 1st all the way to the 28th.
Yeah,
and you can see the
this very-
balance is going from 0, up to by like February 12th. You see Ghost is the dotted line and Solid is USDT. So you see on February 12th, we had 176K, it looks like, of USDT. And I think this is USDT worth. And then about 50K worth of Ghost is what it looks like.
That's how it looks like, right? So that would be
But
the
yeah, let's just
transfer
look at the
on.
So the 13th. On the 13th, we had, just looking at this chart, it's like 60K worth of, or 55K worth of Ghost, and around 150 or 160K worth of USDT.
Correct.
Based on that chart.
That's how I interpret it too. Yeah. Yeah. And
what's for me so hard to understand on this diagram is that we had like the lines always starting on 50K. So it looks like on the 9th, for example, or even before the 9th of February, you saw both lines on the same point, so 50K. So, and then it jumped up. So I hope it's the USDT line, because then they used the tens to sell Ghost token against the stable, which was good for a market maker if he does it for the DAO, because then he realized profit into stables and sold Ghost token. This is why it goes down, to save some money on a good price for us. And this is what I hope, because but at the end of February, it seemed to be that we were nearly 200K USDT and just 60,000 Ghost. So yeah, it's just if we know how much money was sent, how much money we have now. I mean, easy mathematics. I think we should just know it for ourselves, because 17K plus, and if you reduce it for 5K retainer, it would be a good February. This is, and then thanks for bringing this market maker to the table, Dan. So I mean, this is just, and this is the opposite shit. So very easy.
These are like very, it's a very professional team. We've worked with them for years before this as well. I would say, just to maybe we skipped over it. There's 2 transfers of Ghost. One was on February 2nd. That was 160K, and the other one was February 12th. Nestor, maybe you probably remember, I think there was like one initial payment to them just to start, right?
Yes.
And then the final one was on the 12th. So in total, around 334,000 Ghost was sent, and they probably converted that into stables or whatever they do around the 5th. That's why you see that the balance is on around 50K of each on the 9th. So
correct.
Okay, but Nestor, as you said, you want to make a call, and I would love to join. And let's see. So as you said, I think you will find out how much money in total we transferred, right? And how much we have, and then it's just this easy question. But another topic, because everyone understands now market making is just about meeting KPIs and being data neutral, and also selling in a bit of pumps to have more stables, to be a bit flexible. And the point is about the marketing and also about new demand. So we should also in the next weeks talk about, okay, what can we do as a DAO and as a project to create some campaigns and marketing approaches, because only this brings new people, new organic deposits, new buys, and is supporting the market maker, because it's just supporting the project, right? Because you see the price is going constantly a bit down with the market, and as long as the beer market goes, but we should definitely not still stand and wait until the token is on 5 cent, 4 cent, 3 cent, whatever. And this is why we definitely need a unit or discussion about what to do, right, on this PR communication marketing side.
I think that can be very much done with not so, with little, very little. I think small incentive in the past, like if I say small, like 5K, for example, like a competition, for example, can really rile up a lot of members and gamers who are rather casual, and you have very nice reactions on socials and a lot of movement. So I think just this possibility to combine it with a game or with a staking program and maybe a raffle would be something that could yeah be the right thing now in spring. In the coming months. So that would be
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned earlier during the hangout, like we're almost to open alpha for DeFi Dungeons. I might also, I'm thinking of changing the name because there's another DeFi Dungeons game apparently on
Yeah.
Solana.
Yeah.
So if anyone has any ideas for names, but I mean, there is a ghost lockup aspect to that game, and I keep emphasizing that. And we're only going to continue adding like more ways to use ghost in the game. So there's like definitely some. It's not a full like it's kind of meant to be a gamified staking program. Now we can do another official one if we need on like MEXC, but that could be another way, like just trying to get people to lock up Ghost to play DeFi Dungeons. There's also Gotchi Battler is doing their work right now. Maybe I don't know, I see Brillz here on the call if he has anything to input on that side. But like there is stuff happening with the project. It's just things they do take time, and the market's going to do what the market is going to do. That said, I've been saying for a long time now, I do think we need a staking program for Ghost. It's just building the exact program that's not just literally like lock up Ghost and earn more Ghost. Because it's not the best way to do a staking program. It needs to be gamified in some sort, which is why I've been building DeFi Dungeons like for the last 8 months here and trying to find a way to basically create a gamified staking program that is interesting for people to play.
And to combine it.
So that will be in open alpha very soon. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, yes. With the number of games you can play, for example, like entry tickets for another round of games, that would be a possibility that, in my case, yeah, it did motivate me to, and still motivates me to lock up more. So that can work. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And also the Ghost that will be that will come onto the market through Gotchi Battler should have a way to stay and to go back and circulate.
So, I mean, those are some of the things that we are working on. Like Crazy Crypto, you have sometimes a wider view of the market. So if you have any specific ideas about what you think we are also looking at things like agentic economy and trying to build we've been obviously refitting some of the Aavegotchi infra to be supportive of agents, trying to fit into that narrative a little bit as well, since it's kind of a very big narrative for crypto payments. But I mean, if you ever have any ideas on like what you have a more macro view from your perspective doing crypto ticker, so
Yeah, let me think about it, because I see the market, which is challenging, but of course, to work with the exchanges where the people are, and also fitting then the KPIs automatically makes sense to any campaign. And
yeah.
I was also looking at my account at BitGet, and I could not find Ghost. Maybe I have not searched right, but are we also delisted on BitGet? Coda then? Is it because I searched also on CoinMarketCap, I could not see Ghost there, because BitGet is, as you know, one of the biggest exchange, also doing some stuff in the Asian market next to OKX and so on. So maybe someone can clarify this. But let me think about the next week about this. By OpenSea also did now the update for the CLY. You saw maybe the post that you can
Yeah.
also communicate with agents with OpenSea, and now also the completely collection is listed there and visible. So maybe you think also with Jesse about this, what we can do, because in the end we have NFTs, right? And NFTs should be traded and should do something. And yeah, this is also like an approach maybe. But yeah, in the end we need some concept, total concept, that people are interested to buy some token, have some token, buy some NFTs, play some games, join the community for this Saturday calls, have some fun, build something, and see a future. Otherwise, like all the other projects, there is no horizon.
For sure. I mean, that's why we're still here, because we believe in that vision. It's just it's hard to argue against the fact that a lot of the crypto market has kind of moved on from that vision, and maybe they'll come back to it. Well, we never know. But I think a large swath of the market has kind of moved. NFTs they've moved away. Even our Aave is falling apart. Sometimes things are going like the world's going mad out there. So it is nice to have such a tight knit community, but and obviously we'd love to grow it as well. But it's all about having things that offerings that people want to do, and it's not easy out there right now for sure. But I think we are still on BitGet. I see it on their website. Maybe it's
Okay.
not on Base, perhaps.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Again,
Maybe I just looked on
I've never
CoinMarketCap, but I'm not sure
even
that.
gone to their website. If they delist us, the people, it would be not good. But we've never paid for any listings, and people just list us without even telling us. So maybe they would delist us without telling us either. But is that an exchange that you use often?
Yeah, so BitGet is an exchange I use personally, and they are also applying now for the MiCA license. And as I can also
Right.
tell you, if you need like a contact to any exchange, also MEXC, I know the management team of MEXC personally because I met them in China. So I can also make a group. You just have to give me a Telegram name, a clear sentence. Hey Dennis, we need
We have
this
one
person's need.
with them.
Yeah, just for other
Yeah,
exchanges.
we
If
got
you
a
want
group with
to
them.
make a group, yeah, but
Sure.
for the future, if you need this, because then it's always better, as you know, the management and the people of listing departments can always do something. Even if the normal KPIs are A, B, C, D, they can say, okay, we do an E resolution, right? So they can decide about it.
Sure.
And just put flags away. And BitGet is going big in Europe and Germany now when they receive the MiCA license. And yeah, I think it's just with the exchanges, because that's where the volume comes from. A lot of people participated in launch pads, in staking programs, as you said. This is how crypto grew, and a lot of people are using the services on the centralized exchanges. And the decentralized world, fall a bit apart, right? Because a lot of people, have not used their MetaMasks or their wallet connects, and because they feel a bit in this bear market, I think. So we should not forget about this, even if centralized exchanges are a big risk for the money.
Sure. It's kind of one of our bigger advantages, I guess, as a project, that we were early and we're listed on a lot of these exchanges. That's why I fought, even though Binance had perps against where most people were shorting Ghost. I think I still thought it was better to be there than not, I guess, because it's a beachhead for the project. Unfortunately, we weren't able to keep that one, but I would definitely, we don't want to see more delistings happening. So anything we can do to prevent those is good. So for Nestor, just is there any, like, do you have communication with MEXC? We should let them know that we plan
Yes.
to, well, at least the DAO will consider doing a program on MEXC if that's needed to help bump the KPIs up to where we're meeting them. And then also with Kraken, like what happened with SkyNet and Kraken? I think they were considering putting some liquidity over there.
I think they mentioned now Coinbase, and I renewed my efforts with Coinbase. I sent them. I saw they have a new site too for business customers. They also mentioned there, and I just sent them also again all the documents, the necessary documents to open an account with them. Also in regard to the protocol, I have looked at the site. They are somehow, I just posted it, they are somehow, that's an old protocol, HTTP protocol, where agents can, without wallets, can directly exchange.
402,
Yeah, the forward 2. Directly exchange USDC, and one would need ideally a business account, and that's like a few weeks old, and maybe if Coinbase tries to push that, and we are here and and show interest, that would be a reason for them, yeah, also maybe to list us, or to tighten the relationship somehow. And I also explicitly asked them and mentioned in my letter, well, what about the programs that you had a few years back? They were super. I remember that we hoped back then to be part of such a program where, if you remember, they presented a project, and everybody who participated in these small quizzes received a few tokens. But that was a nice campaign. And I also mentioned, vis-a-vis Coinbase, that we would be interested in staking, if they would be interested too. But that was also this week. And also not an answer back, but it's just 2 days. So yeah. As I was sending over to MEXC the documents, I thought I will restart also these efforts with Coinbase too. And yeah, let's hope they will answer positively.
But I guess I missed it. Kraken, is that a yes, or
No.
we still
So-
have like funds that have not been sent over from the DAO? So couldn't we use those
Correct.
for expanding to other exchanges?
Yes, that was the position that Justin explained, that we have enough liquidity to engage a third exchange, to be engaged in a third exchange. And yeah, it was a like forth and back between Coinbase and Kraken, as I understood it. But yeah, I was, they mentioned both. Yeah. So
But one of the
it would-
community said that Kraken is the biggest holder, one of the biggest holders, of course. So this is the most important. I think then everyone agreed, yeah, we should provide liquidity, that this is not going to the desert, right? So this is in fact of the holder distribution, the ghost distribution for Kraken, very important. I don't know the name of this community member, but someone pointed it out on chain.
Well, it's up to us. It's up to us in the end. Yes, SkyNet is very like forthcoming in the sense that they are would do what we tell them. Just looking.
Okay, so I don't understand. So Kraken was already agreed on the call, right? He also sent the message and said, "Hey,
Yeah.
we do a third exchange, and in this case, we start with Kraken." And this already is 14 days ago, right? So a long time in crypto.
That's not 14 days.
Yeah, because I looked yesterday and I saw on CoinMarketCap that there was nearly no volume on Kraken, and already the spread is very big. This is why Kodaden is right. I have not looked into Kraken app directly, but CoinMarketCap is also showing a lot of data. So yeah, a lot of things to do, guys. So, I don't know what to say. So
Yeah,
Well, I think we decided, yeah, as a
I think too.
community, that we wanted Kraken,
Yeah.
as we do have a large European. So
Mhm.
maybe we can get there first, and then there's other funds that need to still be sent over, and maybe we can push them to get a fourth one as well, if it's not.
Yes. If we take
there
care,
was no,
maybe
there was no like, yeah.
Yeah, right. No,
Go ahead.
no limit. If we could take care of MEXC, which is not on our own part, yeah, then I think that could be possible. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. We got
Okay,
some action
well,
points to take
yeah.
away. Nestor, so it seems like you've covered all of the provisions for exchanges, the faults of exchanges, and staking. The only other subject that really popped up on my radar was the distribution. I guess a good reminder that there are 30 days left to claim, and
Ah.
I'm not certain of how much is unclaimed. VRDev did update and say that 349 of 473 wallets have been claimed. So I'm not sure if that's something we're talking about, or at least to notify the people here that if you haven't claimed and you are due a claim, you can do that. You have 30 days
I,
to do so.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah, to use the channels to remind everybody. Maybe someone is waiting, and not that he mixes up the dates. And um, what 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 do you propose? Should we like make through the channels, a DAO channel, an announcement? I could imagine now. I could imagine it's now a month to say, and then 2 weeks prior and 1 week prior, we could make. I could make also uh, an announcement. Mm, or what? Did you have something concrete in mind? Like,
No, just
um,
bringing up that it was mentioned in the chat.
just to talk about it and to make an announcement.
Yeah, just that that was brought up in the DAO discussion, that there
Mhm.
is 30 days remaining. So anybody on the call, more than likely, most people who are super active have already made their claim, but there's still
Yeah.
124 folks that haven't. So I don't know
Wow.
what is the next steps, but it's just the only other thing that was kind of mentioned in our discussions for the DAO.
Yes, and of course there would be the question: isn't it so that the funds will that what isn't claimed in 30 days will go directly back? If I remember
I
correctly,
think so. I didn't vote, so I don't know, to be honest.
I think it's already decided. I think it's in the prop itself. Um, the exact procedure I would now have to read up on, but as I have it in memory, it would be like at the moment the time drops to zero, the DAO would be in possession of the funds again.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
How much
So,
ether?
but
How much ether are not claimed? How much ether are left? No, I missed this.
it's a list. It's a site that was also I don't have it now with me, but that's easily found out. But it's not so small. I think still, um, as you said, 100 addresses didn't claim, as I understood.
Okay, yeah, it's a lot.
It was
So
49 out of 473, so
49,
124.
49.
Well,
Not 94.
124.
Pardon. Mm.
Yeah, I guess if that is it, we could wrap up the call here. There's no, unless anyone in the comments has any subjects that they want to approach, since we have a little time left.
Zaunzi is writing.
it
Cool.
was a very
Yeah.
productive call today, right? It was very productive, I have to say. So thanks for everyone to be productive.
Yep. Good call,
Yep.
everyone. Yeah, we'll follow up with MEXC and Kraken, SkyNet. Nestor, you got plenty of things on your agenda now.
No, no, that's okay. That's okay. And Crazy Crypto, Dennis, I will see when the time when in in regard of the meeting with the liquidity manager from SkyNet to talk about the report, February report.
Yep.
Right.
Great.
Awesome.
Okay.
Friends, remember
Thanks,
there
everyone.
are several.
Have a great week.
Oops, sorry. Yeah, remember there are several live proposals that you can still vote on. The ballots for the multi-sig signers, as well as the eligibility criteria for the Gotchi Battler portion of the partial treasury distribution. Make sure you go and vote. Some of those things end in the next few days, so we're short of quorum. So I don't think quorum actually matters for some of these, but yeah. Thank you for coming out. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks, friends. Later.
Bye.
Okay, bye bye. Ciao.